Hey kids, it's Mark Miller here. Fred's a little shy right now. Bring Fred back up. You're good, Fred, right? Everything good? No? Fred's not saying anything yet. All right, we'll see what happens. Welcome. Oh, yep, he's good. All right, there you go. Roy's on the phone with us. Roy, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So we are switching back to a new time frame.
Yeah, British Standard Time, at least from our perspective over here. So no longer, British Summertime, I should say. So we adjust the clocks for daylight savings and match up with you at this point instead.
It's my favorite time of the year because we get to start at the same time and everything's cool. You're bringing value right from the start of the show.
I try. Success is optional.
By the way, my air conditioning is being fixed right now as we speak in the room, and the temperature's just starting to creep up a bit. So we'll see how. And somebody just closed the door. It's like it was Satan, and right outside the devil. It's like, let me close the door here. Let me help you out, Mark. All right. So normally that's a good thing, by the way, closing the door while I'm talking. What are we doing today, Fred? Fred says he doesn't know. I got up in the background to document my D&D design notes. I started realizing that, you know what, this thing's gotten so vast and big that I don't remember how to do things if I haven't done them recently, like in the last,
Fair enough.
Especially as things get about 2 to 3 months in the past, I'm like, oblivious to what they were. So one of the sections I have is on how to add new weapons. And so I've, done this, and I've actually found it incredibly helpful. I just realized my white t-shirt against this white background looks like I'm a floating head almost. But I found it. I'm sorry, Roy, go ahead.
Almost correct, yeah. It's just very floaty.
Yeah, very floaty-like. I found that this is incredibly helpful, right? And if I need to do something, like we need to create a new player, or add a new weapon, that sort of thing, having all of this information out here I find incredibly useful. Surly, are you out there with us, buddy? I think you are, because you're flying. Let me tell you something. I think maybe you've already done this, actually. Maybe you noticed what's happening. No, maybe not.
I love trash.
There you go. Maybe not.
Source comes in with that one. So, what I was going to say is every time I hit, I think you've got a bot command that when I report a new issue, you get your bots out of the way. But it's been happening on...
Surly Dev is in the house.
Surly Dev's in the house. You're welcome, Cody. Those commands have been coming out on the Code Rush chat is where they happen. And I don't know if you fixed it or not. You may have noticed the problem and fixed it already. Surly says, oh yeah. It doesn't take into account if I'm flying them here. So yeah, but what happens is every time I report an issue, they get a timestamp to Groversaurus walking in is essentially what they get.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can fix that'd be awesome.
It's been very entertaining.
Thank you so much. Yeah, the devs are like, are you working on the show at all? You writing any code? I'm like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, totally. It's a very responsible show. Oh,
yeah.
Grover, get out of the way.
Yeah, yeah. So it's so funny, right? The whole effort of trying to get all the Bordones out of the way, the courteous effort, kind of has that side effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to add new weapons. So I'm going to use this to kind of guide us through this. Now, I've done... Here's what happened. On 2 shows ago, the character lady went to the store and bought a bunch of arrows. And when she said, what did I get? The dungeon master said, well, you got them all. You got shock arrows, you got bomb arrows, you got fire arrows. And I'm like, wait, what are shock arrows? What are, I'm asking all these questions, writing down all this stuff, but basically she's got them all. So we want to hook up the effects for that, hook up the arrow management for that. That's kind of what we do. I have a full picture of what I want and a partial picture, which is what we're going to implement today. The full picture that I haven't quite figured out how to do yet visually, but I want when she shoots the bomb arrows off, I want like an explosion somewhere, but not a generally over the top one, just like smoke poof kind of thing, but in around the right spot of where the arrow lands. So like the arrow goes towards the camera, I want it like right around there, real close to the camera, like that.
So does this mean if you're targeting other players or indeed NPCs that we target that area for the explosion?
No, we will not do that. We will not to do that. No, but I want it because what happens is when you shoot the arrow, it comes right at the camera and goes off to the side.
Oh, okay.
And so I just want it like there, but I want it kind of out of focus. I want it kind of big. So it's kind of like it's more of a peripheral effect that I want. So visually, I haven't quite figured out. I kind of have a sense of what I want it to look like, but I haven't figured out how to do it yet. And how to do it quickly. I want it to be fast. So we're talking about a big, fast, low res kind of thing, I think. I guess I just figured it out by saying that. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be big, fast, it's going to be low res. Which means what the cool thing about that is that I can make a low res image and then just scale it up. And that should go, no, you're right, it's not. It's not the resolution or the size of the image. It's the size of what you're ultimately drawing that determines your performance. So still, if I go big like that, it's going to, we'll still have that problem of performance, I think. In other words, I'm pushing my system to its limit. Roy, it only took about 3/4 of a year? A year, maybe?
Yeah, that's true.
I need to start looking in that direction.
So what's the thing that do we know what the part of your computer is suffering? What needs to be better? Is it CPU or is it graphics? Or
I know without ever looking at anything, just innately in my soul, which is always right until proven wrong. Is that which is until frequently proven wrong, which is that it's the graphics card. That's kind of what I feel. And the reason I feel that's true is because I'm pushing a ton of stuff at it, and when I just add a little bit, I start to tip off and start to hear, I don't know if it's not clipping, but it's little gaps, tiny little gaps, stuttering.
I've got a friend who says something very similar to me. He says, I know innately in my soul that the part of my computer that is needing to be improved is the graphics card. However, the reason he knows is because there's a new graphics card available.
That's what I know. That's why I know too as well. Yeah. So it's not like we're both without evidence.
Yeah. There's a better one available. I don't have it, therefore I need it.
There's a statistical fact out there in the world. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this. Now, I'll show you what I've done today. Frequently proven wrong, especially on Kids Code. That might be true. Create animation. Although, by the way, if you haven't checked out Kids Code, we've got a pretty cool, a fairly competent Sudoku solver that we've built.
Cool.
It does a brute force attack, but the problem with brute force attack is that there are trillions of possibilities, according to me. In fact, we even put the number of the number of possibilities, and we say, okay, we're not going to even offer the brute force or the hint buttons because those both require brute force attack. We won't even offer those until we know we can solve the problem in less than about 2 to 3 minutes. So we know we can do that. Okay, Fixin' Mark shouldn't spam that chat now when you report issues. Thanks so much, buddy. So we don't offer it. And what happens is on the title bar, we put the total number of possibilities calculated, because those are easy to calculate. It's just like a bunch of, it's all the notes for each square, what the possibilities are, multiplied together by each other.
Yeah.
And that tells you how many possibilities there are. Now, some of those possibilities are totally invalid possibilities. They break by Sudoku rules. But, it's still a possibility. So you kind of have to, whereas a human being would look and say, well, I'm not going to put a 9 there because I've got a 9 right next to it. That sort of thing.
Yes.
Right. In our visual field, we'd see them both, or we'd see the one there we know not to put it there. But so that's kind of essentially what's happening. Those are all the possibilities. So what we do is on the title bars, we just put that number. And that number, at a small font spans across almost like, I'd say about 1,000 pixels, right? At a small font across the screen. So about more than halfway across the screen.
Okay.
And it's big, it's huge. And the thing is every time you add a digit to it, you're multiplying the total number of possibilities by 10. It's not just growing linearly, right? Of course, right? Because it's a number. But what's interesting is to watch that thing is every time we put a piece in, to watch that number get down. And once it gets down to something like 1 billion trillion possibilities, around that space and time, that's when we can solve it in about 2 minutes, I think. So
Okay, cool.
somewhere in that, like right around 1 trillion, I think actually is probably closer to that. I don't know. We have some number. I forget what it is. It's greater than 200 million, and I think it's around because we started with that one, and that was pretty quickly, and so we're like, all right. So at any rate, that's going to be going on tomorrow. We're going to enhance the Sudoku puzzle tomorrow. It's a puzzle solver tomorrow. I think we're going to add some new logic to it. We came up with some new clever rules. And the cool thing about it is that we've got these clever rules that we've kind of invented. You know, I don't know, we didn't really invent them, I'm sure, but I'm sure somebody else has already figured these out. But we came up with some great rules, and we implemented them in code, and we came up with another set of great rules that we haven't implemented yet. And the cool thing about it is you're able to see what a human could do strategically before we get to a guess point, a point where there's nothing we can infer, and we have to make a guess. But by putting all these rules in, we've actually found that the vast majority of the puzzles we've tried, which is about 5 that we've fed it data to, so not a lot, data set's low. But out of those, all 4 out of those 5, and most of those are hard puzzles. Most of them,
Well, theoretically, no true Sudoku puzzle should be requiring a guess.
Well, if you read about them, they say at some point you're going to need to guess. And
Really?
Yep. And you have to guess until you hit a dead end if you've guessed wrong.
It depends how you define guess, though, doesn't it? Because you can make predictive reason. I guess you follow experimental paths, and they reach an impossibility.
Yes.
So therefore you backtrack.
Right, but you have to know.
Yeah.
You have to know where the guess point is and backtrack to the guess point. And sometimes it takes.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be very early on. So as an example, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like it's a state of stasis. It's like a state of balance. When you get to this point where you see that we can't figure things out anymore, and you look at everything and you realize, oh, it's a 50-50. There's a domino effect here that we don't quite see and understand. We don't see it quite playing out and so we have to make a guess is what we have to do. And gets this kind of balance point where this square can have a 1 or a 3, and this square can have a 1 or a 3. And they're opposed to other squares in other places that can each have a 2 or a 5. Right, and so
what you want to do is to drop a breadcrumb on the current state,
yes,
and then follow in a given direction until you prove it's impossible.
Right.
At which point, go back to the last breadcrumb.
Yeah, and in the last episode, we created essentially that breadcrumb mechanism. We implemented the command design pattern, and we just started to implement undo. And we just
love those kind of puzzles.
Yeah, and I was thinking, oh, this is really cool to be able to add undo and redo to your Sudoku solving game, right? So anyway, that's kind of where we were on that. So what are we going to do today? Create animation.
Good question.
We've done this already. This is after Adobe After Effects. I created the new animation. My favorite is the new bomb arrow. It's got a small little, like a cartoon looking bomb at the end with a fuse, and the fuse is just burning.
Cannonball with a fuse attached.
Yeah. Certainly, could you create some kind of tree that works off each possible mover and work out how many combinations there are? Yeah, but we already kind of know. We don't need to do the tree to figure out the number of combinations. We just simply multiply all the numbers by each other, and that gives us a true enough answer to that question. Because the number's so big, and we can't really conceive of it. It's not like comparing a 5 versus an 8. It's,
That's right.
Comparing something, and so we at some point the Sudoku rules, render calculations invalid, or render possibilities invalid. But if you're going to be like, okay, because for example, I can't have all 9s in one box, right? No. So if you're really looking for a truer answer, right? Ultimately, any given good Sudoku puzzle has only one possible solution, one possible combination that solves it, that satisfies it. So, if you're going to say, that's kind of the deal there.
Which by definition means every wrong path will lead to an impossible combination.
Right.
So any guess, as we're calling it, that goes down a route that isn't the right one will lead you to impossibility, and that's when you know you can backtrack.
Yeah.
And as you say, there are so many possibilities if you take into account impossible combinations, so things with too many 9s and what have you, that you'd have to start with all possibilities and then somehow clear out those ones.
Sure.
And and you take so much effort doing that you may as well follow the methodical pattern instead.
But also by clearing those out, I'm actually following the Sudoku rules. So, for example, having a Sudoku board with all 9s filled in would be absolutely wrong. right? So there are millions of absolutely wrong possibilities. In fact, actually, in most Sudoku puzzles, there's only one answer, which means there are trillions and trillions of wrong answers.
Yes.
However, here's where Surly's question becomes really interesting, is in the space of, now let's build a Sudoku creation app that creates Sudoku puzzles. In that case, we need to absolutely verify there's only one combination to unravel it.
Yes.
But the cool thing is that these human-like strategies that we codified, that we put into it, these human-like strategies are saving us a lot of processing power. So even in the case of creating our own game, we would still need to use those as well. So every approach, in fact, we were talking about our brute force technique, Campbell and I were, and we realized that we could probably speed it up substantially if after every brute force guess, we throw our human stuff, our human algorithms at it, and then continue. Because our human algorithms can find out if there's a problem much faster than the brute force necessarily can. The brute force has to keep going until it's got a conflict. So anyway, that's and it's just a fun thing that we're building.
It's a really nice problem space for doing sort of anything like that. It's a lovely form of game in the first place, and also there's a lot of elegance to it. Yeah. And you can use lots of algorithmic techniques. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what we've done. We've created animation. That already happened before the show. I did that like over the weekend. Save animation to weapons. I've done that. I've opened the AVI file in Adobe Premiere. I exported it as a PNG and I cropped. I'm missing notes here under crop. I need to know what to do here. And the reason why, let me show you what's going on here. So when I built these, when I started these, I didn't have the cropping tool. And so I made Arrow Lightning's crop. Hold on, here we go. Every one of these is 800 by 1000. It's a huge. I made it that big to be able to support every kind of weapon, including tall weapons, right, that are coming in. Now, as just to remind you, the engine we built has support for anchors. So I can set an anchor position, like whatever the center of the bow. And now if I tell this to go to, the center of the screen, it'll put the center of the bow because it's anchored there at the center of the screen, right?
Yes.
That anchor position is always offset from the upper left. Well, if I crop out white space from the upper left, I need to adjust the anchor position. So there's actually opportunities, massive opportunities, I suspect, for reducing the file size here on all the weapons I have by using the crop on them.
So the basic form of the crop that you've got says, okay, let's look through this and determine the maximum movement within the animation. So does it never go further left than this, or does it never go further right than that? Yes. It crops everything out and then picks an anchor point which is common to all of these things, an offset that will have it, or is it per frame?
It does not figure out the anchor point. What it does is it creates a text here that says here, I cropped out this from the top and the left, and you use these numbers here for arrow bomb to offset what the normal anchor point would be for all of these. All the animation is all set up with the center anchor point, which is happening, if I bring up the bow, it's happening about right.
So this calculation of an anchor point is in order to keep all of these now
lined up.
Is to keep them all lined up, relative to where you would otherwise have them. What I'm saying though is that let's imagine that you've got a very small object like a ball that goes from the upper left to the bottom right of the available 800 space.
Yeah, then it's
the current algorithm's going to have to keep the whole of the space because it traverses that area.
Yes.
Theoretically, you could create an anchor point per frame.
No, don't say that.
Very much smaller graphics.
Don't even get me going there. Yes, we could totally do that.
But in fairness, there's not a lot of animations where that would benefit us.
Yeah, but
most of them are fairly large.
It's actually a beautiful approach. It just requires more data, a way to store that data, and a way to load that data. But I think it's a beautiful approach, especially if we were making a game that we were shipping, right? You could totally do that. Yeah. This one right here, it's like in looking at that and solving the problem, I think, geez, what if I rotated it this way? Then look, I could get it really tiny and then rotate it back when I
for the few frames which happen to be pure vertical, or as you say, actually manipulate the image so that you store it in a vertical position, in the most optimized position, to the smallest rectangle, and then rotate it back in order to look correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could go mad thinking of these kinds of optimizations, though.
Only if I had to do them all, I'd go mad. Just talking about them, I'm safe. Feel pretty safe. All right, so we've got, let's see. Oh, here's Magic Arrow. So Magic Arrow is 800 by 100. Let's see if we're loading Magic Arrow up anywhere. Let's see if we are. Just going to just get ourselves oriented here, because guess who is, as usual, has not done any prep for this. Hey, we loaded up. All right, cool. Now we got Magic Arrow. There's, I think, a structural change we're going to need to make as well to support the multiple different arrows right here. Load weapon, bow, Magic Arrow. So what is this? This must be the folder, bow, and then this is the file name right there. Goes out to load weapon. Load weapon is going to set the origin, specified values. Now, the Warhammer origin. Oh, look who's here. Frackberg is here. Good afternoon, Mr. Berg. Should have told you. Should have warned you about that one. One of my favorite intros, by the way.
It is good.
Really not bad. I feel like there's a story there every time. I almost want to get an eject. I add a little ejection of a little guy coming out with a parachute, and then he throws down a little yellow package and hits the water and turns into a little boat, and then he lands in the boat and floats off. Just everybody's safe. And just as he gets off, just maybe a giant ice shark comes out. But you don't see what happens. You don't know what happens. Okay, I wanted to look at, boomerang was a cool one I added. But nobody uses a boomerang now, unfortunately, but it's a very cool weapon. Mace is cool. I'm looking for a pattern here, is what I'm looking for. But it looks like I've individually set these independently for each one of these. Is what it looks like I've done.
Yeah.
So what I need to do, though, is I need to go to the bow, where we're loading the bow. And I need to start with this, the bow origin, like this. And I need to do an offset. The Magic Arrow is what? Yeah, Magic Arrow is 800 by 1000. I don't think have we loaded this yet? Yeah, I think we load it. What happens is our load on demand loads the very first frame. So here's what I want to do, because I want to crop this guy. I have a feeling I can do much better than 800 by 1000 on that guy. I want to crop it, so I want to do this. I want to add a new folder. We're going to call the new folder arrows, like that. Inside of that, I'm going to throw arrow bomb and arrow flame. Right? Did I get anything I don't want in there? Cool. Arrow bomb, arrow flame, arrow lightning, like that. Throw all three of those in there. Opened arrows. All right, that's step one. Step two, wait, I think there's another one, arrow magic, or maybe not, maybe I got it already. Bow magic, oh, that's bow magic, okay. Magic arrow, this one. Magic arrow, also I bet 1000, yeah, 800 by 1000. Big magic arrow, put that up there too, sweet. So what's cool is we have the magic for the bow and the magic for the arrow independently for each other there.
Yeah.
You can go a little faster for me here. Okay, there, I moved arrows. Okay, so out of those, I think that's where I am. Okay. All right, so out of those, we have these two pieces that are loading up, magic arrow and arrow flame. That's what's loading up now. We need to add two more.
Okay.
I think what I want to do, though, is I want to crop these two right now before we reload this. Look who's here! Yeah, I am. I am too. Look out, Fred. Right behind you, man. Say hi. Cody Grella. Hey, my white t-shirt looks good on the city background. That's not bad. So I want to crop these guys. I want to do that right now. Let's start up our cropping tool. One of my favorite tools we built on this show. It's like super simple. How's my air conditioner look? It's taking apart. Working without air conditioning today for a little bit. Should be kicking in soon. Hopefully they'll get that repaired or cleaned. They're cleaning it. Okay, run my cropper. Let's open up those 2 files. Weapons down there, and bow and arrows, and oh, let me pause Dropbox. Pause syncing till tomorrow on Dropbox. Dropbox is gonna kind of interfere with stuff right now. So let's open up the magic arrow, which is right now. So right now, magic arrow is 800 by 1000, and let's crop it. Yeah, that's much smaller. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Nice.
I love the way this gives a really good visual. Effectively, it shows that you're finding the minimum rectangle that all the frames will fit into.
Yeah, we did it. We're not bad in our design. Every once in a while, we kind of do that. We do good UI design here. Arrow flame, I think, is the second one. Yep, arrow flame. Let's bring that one up and crop it. Nice. What's cool about this is it supports a loop. Nice. And I've already cropped the other 2. Now, what's super cool about this is that when our cropping tool leaves a text file behind, whatever the text file is, that's going to be, that's going to tell us what our previous, that's going to help us. Really? It doesn't show me a preview of it? Oh, no. Yeah, it doesn't show me a preview anymore. Weird. All right, let's open it up. Okay. So here we go. Arrow lightning. Left is 0. Top is 438. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come in to my add bow. We don't need this up anymore. How does it decide the bounds? It's just looking for non-transparent pixels. It is. That's what it's looking for. So it's scanning. If I find a whole row or a whole column of transparent pixels near the edge, I move the edge, the cropping line in 1 pixel closer, and I can just keep doing that. Now, one of the things you could do is you could say, hey, you know what? Let it be, if it's mostly transparent, right? In other words, if it was like, 80% transparent, the eye's not going to really detect that pixel, the pixels on that row if you remove them. So you could kind of have it compress more if you wanted it to, but I'm not doing that. It's essentially lossless cropping is what's happening. So we've got this 438. What that means is I took 438 pixels off the side, which means my origin X, which one was this? This is the arrow lightning. Oh, that's not the one I want to open up. I want to open up, we'll do that in a second. The magic arrow, I want to open up that right there. Magic arrow says 381. Okay, took it off the top. So we'll come into magic arrow and we're going to do this minus 381. Okay, and so my bow origin is going to be, instead of being that far down from the top, 570, it can be 570 minus 381 from the top. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You good with that, Rory? Okay.
I think so.
Okay, so now my arrow flame will do the same thing, and let's go look at that. Arrow flame. That says it's 356. Sorry, it's putting it on this monitor over there. 356. So arrow flame is going to be minus 356. Like that. And now what I want to do is I want to refresh my Dragon Front game and just see if when Lady brings up her arrows, if the arrows still line up. I just want to make sure the effects are all right. Normally we can't do this just from cropping in the same folder, but because I moved into a new folder, the browser cache will think they're totally new and won't just keep the old files like they used to. All right, so let's do that. Let's refresh. Doing that now. Refresh that page. And now let's bring up Lady's weapons. Boom, crossbow, ice, put some magic effect on top of it. And I don't see it at all. Is my math wrong? down under, are we going to see a glimmer of it when she rolls the attack? Just down the little screen.
12 plus 9. It's a hit with 7 piercing damage plus 6 cold damage.
It seems like it's a minus to me. Because we took that off the top.
I always get confused in this because it depends where the graphic system thinks the origin is relative to something. If it thinks it's top left, then you'll have to add it to push it down, or subtract it to pull it up. But if it's in the bottom left, then the same is reversed.
Yeah, no, it's or the bottom right. You mean? I think. Yeah, no, it's in the top left. You know, I can throw this here, or you know what? Hold on. This is, I think, my real problem. It's not my math. Feel better about that? Are you like, oh yeah, that's a better problem to have, Mark? Just didn't specify the right folder. Okay.
That could be it.
Yeah, so let's try that. One more time. Heights arrow. No special effects on that guy. And I just refreshed it, pretty sure. Let's double check to make sure I refresh it. Refresh.
Alright, well there's only a few pieces that can possibly be wrong here. As you say, the folder is bow/arrows.
That looks
okay.
right.
And then within that folder we've got arrow flame. Arrow flame? Or which one are we looking at?
You know what? The numbers I think are wrong, Rory. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, we got arrow flame. Yeah, the other pieces are just loading up. They're loading up normally.
5
All right,
plus
I think
9. It's a hit.
we can very quickly come up and just...
9 piercing plus 6 cold damage.
Let's bring it up here and see if we got any errors. I don't think we're going to get any errors. Instead, that would certainly explain that our math... Before I go after the math and try something different, let's see if we have any errors in here. So let's do that. Bring up the ISO again. And no errors. Okay. So let's
6 plus
try the math.
9.
Switch it around the other
That's
way.
a hit with 11 piercing damage plus 5 cold damage.
All right, we'll do it over here, just in this one. Refresh that. Refresh this. Hit the button. Hold on. No, just got the... Nothing! Something else is at play here. Just to be sure. Empty cache, hard reload. We've seen some issues with that. Go. Nothing. I didn't do the empty cache, in fairness, hard reload with that switch. Over there. One more time. Do that. And then we're going to go after something else has changed. Doesn't really seem to make sense. Hopefully it will in a bit. Nothing. Nothing on the back. Alright. Let's figure it out. This is what I think the correct math should be right there.
18 plus
back in here.
9. That is a hit with 12 piercing damage
That's
plus
what I was
5 cold damage.
All right, so here's what the problem is that we are asking for these weapons by name. My weapon name now has changed because the path has changed. It's now what it's bow/arrows is the weapon name. And so those effects that we're seeing are driven by spreadsheet, data in a spreadsheet. So let's go to the spreadsheet. I think weapon effects page is where I want to be. Is that right? Good for the bow. I don't see the bow. I see the long bow. Take a look at that. Bow magic. I think longbow and bow are both using the same pieces, so I think it's going to be bow/arrows. Like that. That bow magic. I think that's what we're looking at right there.
Okay.
That's what I think. Let's do a reload of everything and see if we luck out on that. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Moving that off to the side. Yeah. So that's kind of what I've changed right there. Oh, it looks like... Oh, hold on. I've totally messed this up. This one doesn't go here. This one goes here on arrow flame. Okay, one more time. Reload everything. I'm going to refresh my front overlay. All right, let's do it again. Lady, weapons, crossbow, ice. There you go. And it's in the right spot. Totally lined up. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
Talking
that is
about
better.
the blue effect on the arrow right there. Okay, cool.
It's an electrical effect.
Now,
Magical effect.
one of the things that we haven't done...
19 plus 9. That is a hit.
I feel like I can speed up this guy's
9
voice.
piercing plus 5 cold damage.
Yeah. Or be able to hit a button and quiet him down. Somewhere in setting all of this up, we...
Genescu 7, where are you? We need your help!
Help, Genescu 7.
Oh, arrived.
Has arrived. Welcome, Genescu 7.
Here too I am.
Okay, what was I going to say here? I've set up, when I first created these were probably built like over a year ago, I think, Roy.
Yeah.
When we first built these, I allowed for two different magic options for it, for each weapon. But now with our bows, we're going to add more. And I'm a little worried. I'm not sure if the system's going to be flexible or it's going to break. That's what I'm a little bit worried about. Oh, short bow, not bow. I see what's going on here. So we want to change the same here. We do this. Bows dot magic arrow. Bow slash, and then the same with arrow flame. Cool. Now, so at least we've got these. Now I want to figure out how. So we need to maybe figure out if it's going to break or not if we add another one. I'm not sure it will or not. Let's maybe investigate that a little bit. Let's look for weapon effects. Let's look for it in the D&D app that's running right now. It's an item effect is what it is. Item effect, okay. That's going to load them all up. Then we're going to add them to our weapon effects. Cool. Cool. Hold on, I thought I saw something that didn't look right. Nope, that's good. Okay, good. I want to make sure that this was created. Oh, I feel cold there, I think. Oh, that's a good sign. Nice. Now I'm invincible, Rory. Get all, weapon name. Okay, so this gets it. We get a weapon name, carried weapon. Should pass on the name.
Yep.
Okay, we just find the weapon effects. If it's 0 there, then if it's here, watch shortcuts. I'm not sure what's going on with latch shortcut yet. I don't quite understand that. From weapon. I don't even know what this does. What does shortcuts from weapon do? Gives a list of player action shortcuts. Oh, this is for one-handed and two-handed, I think, is what that is. So it's a shortcut for each one. We're going to go into the wind-ups and add. Really from a item effect. And that's for each a weapon effect that's in there. So we only do this for the first time through. We do last shortcut. Then otherwise, when we get to the second one, we go through. I guess what I'm not certain about is how does it know which one to use? I think I want to set a breakpoint in here and just step through this code so I understand it better. So let's go do that. I'm going to hit the ice button. And I'm expecting to get here. No. Do I need to be there? Maybe instead, let's hit it again. I'm not, don't even get to this code. Okay. Switch to another weapon. No. Wow. Switch to longbow. Nothing. Okay. So this is not one of the places I really care about yet. All weapon effects. Let's see where else I'm using it. Only there? No, wait, hold on. Maybe not. Get all. That's what I want to be searching for. That's it. So we're not coming in here to get the weapon effects. Which I'm like, okay, wait, what? I don't even understand that.
Oh.
It's almost as if, like, I don't trust it, is what I guess I'm saying.
Could we backtrace it from the name of the sheet? The name of the sheet must be being loaded somewhere and stored somewhere, perhaps other than all weapon effects, and maybe that's the thing you're thinking of?
Sure, we could do that. It's called weapon effects. Let's see if we can find it. I think I'm looking for that.
That would seem reasonable, yeah.
Weapon effects I need, right, Rory? That's what we need. I think that's 0 results found there. How's it getting that page? How's it getting that data? Let's go over here and look at it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it's getting it from that page. It's loading it the
right, but it's got the
way.
prefix, which is why, yeah.
Yeah, it's doing the old way of bringing in the data, so, you know, it still works. Let's set a breakpoint here. Are we really, nobody's coming in and asking about the weapon effect? Is it because maybe it's happening on load? Let me hit reload everything. I'm wondering if just on load it's happening, maybe? Storing them? I don't know. Okay. Get weapon, add weapon shortcuts 4. Okay, yeah, so maybe this is the case. So that's Fred coming in there. Weapon name is null. I think if weapon name is null, I should just get out. Is that fair? Is that going to return the same essential data? Does any work on null? I don't know, I guess we're about to find out. Oh, to list? Yeah, it doesn't. Alright. My bad. Okay. That was me, trying to be better. Let that be a lesson to me. Okay, back to here. Alright, so anyway, that's Fred. Dagger. Let's get out of here till we see. Little cutie. Look at her, there's Lady. Oh, she changed her name for last night's show. Lady McBurnchaps was her name last night. She played a cowboy. Okay, weapon effects. Count 0. What's the weapon name? Carried weapon? What is the carried weapon in this case? Longsword. Okay. Skip that. Tenderizer. Skip that. Unicorn, skip that. I think this is probably the longbow right here. Just down here. Weapon name, longbow. Okay. But I don't want the longbow. I actually want the ammunition for the longbow. Crossbow. This guy, I think, might be the arrow. Crossbow light. Uh-oh. Oh no, we switched players? Alright, cleared the breakpoint. Let's go see if we can figure that out. Players. Lady McBurnchaps. What's your data look like? It's in ammunition. Okay, let's look at that. Ammunition. How are we loading ammunition? Got an ammunition. Carried ammunition. I should probably bring down Lady's die rolling thing so we don't have the dragon blasting our ears out the whole time.
He's gonna get tired flying up there.
There we go. Like that. Could it be here? Carried ammunition.
See, I thought that was for like ammunition that was part of your just general inventory, not necessarily something that was a property of the weapon.
Yeah, the
but
weapon.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, no. You know what? I think I was more on the right track before. Is what I think. Let me go back and hit reload everything again. Let's when we get to a breakpoint, we'll set up a condition here to look for only. Thought I hit reload everything. There we go. Okay, good. We'll say set up condition to only stop. When player.name. Still there with me, Rory?
I am, yeah.
Okay, .name starts with lady and carried weapon .name starts with I think longbow. Come on. I'll just get there and run. Do I get a breakpoint? I do. Okay, so let's step through here. What's happening? No weapon effects here. 3. Okay, that's more what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Cool. So it looks like there's not a restriction on the number. Although this says effect longsword.magic A. I'm a little worried because I've got this memory of a magic A and magic B, but no sense of a magic C. But
sure,
that could be just all data driven, so we might be totally okay. So here's the item effect we're adding. The effect is longsword.weapon. Okay. Now we're doing this. This is probably the magic right here. Or maybe not. What are we? Weapon effects going from right there to there. We're still. What's I at? I is at 1 now. Let's see effect name. Magic A. Okay, so we're adding Magic A to it. Magic A to it. I think this is the one-handed and two-handed pieces, maybe. So what's happening? And now is this going to be Magic B? It is. I think it's going to work. It's kind of where I'm at this point. That's
within this context. What is the Magic A and B? Is that data-driven? Because I think wasn't this done prior to your actual creation of the magic kind of mechanic?
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
So this is more a graphical effect than it is a here goes an arrow with literal magic A attached to it, which will inflict itself upon the target.
Right. Although so you know what? I think the real correlation to this, I think in my head I was thinking there'll be a magic A and B, and I can specify that because as I recall, they're parameters to the weapon in terms of what magics you can turn on or off.
Sure.
The question is, let's go look at the weapons here. How are her weapons? That's like the next thing. Is when we load a weapon. Yeah, longsword and longbow. This is the magic parameter right here. I just hit Control Shift Space thinking I'd get IntelliSense. But as I recall, what you can do, yeah, here you can see it for the unicorn and for the tenderizer. You can pass in, after your plus modifier, you can pass in 1 or 2 parameters. If you pass in 1, it activates Magic A, and if you pass in 2, it activates Magic B. Okay, is what it does. So this one's only got 1 magic piece, but this one has 2 different pieces for here.
Sure.
So this is the longsword and the warhammer. Both have these options. So for example, I bring up the Warhammer, go into Lady Weapons, Tenderizer. Well, I hit it. Are we at a breakpoint? Did I lose? I think I lost my connection. Excuse me. Let's see. No, maybe I didn't. Why didn't it come up? Oh, there it is. You can see there's two different magical effects. There's two different colors to the magical effects there that are running there. But if I were to come in here and say, okay, let's take off one of those, the handle is the one that's 220, and the top is 330. It looks like. Well, that looks more red than 330 to me. Let's make it 300. Let's make this 280 for the tenderizer like that. Let's hit enter and let's reload everything. In which case, now when I bring it up, we should see it closer to purple. Closer to purple. I don't like that jump there. There. That's something I have to figure out. There it is. There's a new one. Oh, look. This one hasn't changed really at all, it seems. Is that really true? The second one's not changing? Let's make this 200 and 280. I think there's a bug. Reload everything. Yeah, the top one's only red. Reloaded. Yeah, the top one is not changing color.
So the logic here is that if any numbers appear, A, the magic for that corresponding effect will be turned on, and B, we will shift the hue by the number in question.
Yeah, but we got a problem with it. Okay.
Indeed.
So we want to go. I think I'm okay so far, but here's the problem. I just realized now, I think we might actually have kind of a real challenging problem to have to solve here. Wait, let me switch to another player. So that goes away. Looks like that's going to drop. There we go. Okay, yeah. I think the problem comes in this where we're about to get, which is if I add an effect here, well, maybe not. Look at that. I think we were okay. We have the ability to specify the hue shift here. So there's Ice Arrow. So let's take it to the next level. Let's see if we can open these pieces up here. So we're going to go to load weapon in here. Where are we calling it? No markers. All right, long sword right here. No, where's my arrows?
There we are.
Did it pass it? Oh, there we go.
No, 776.
Yeah.
Give or take. Well, no, jumped again.
Right here, right?
Yeah.
That's where we are. Okay. Load bow. I saw load long bow. I thought.
Got a long sword, definitely.
Hold on. Let's look at where the calling pieces are.
No longbow listed in the calling piece, just
Good.
bow.
Okay, good. So I think what's happening is we're just scaling differently. That's what's happening. That's part of the, I think, the weapon effects page right here. Scale, let's see.
Okay.
There's the longbow, and then there's the short bow. So see the short bow is 0.6. So just using that scale.
Yeah.
So what I want to do here is I want to add two more of these here. So come in here, insert 2 rows below, both for the short bow, and I guess I got to do them for the longbow too. Right here. 2 below. Oops, I got it in the wrong spot. 2 below there. All right. Anything else off to the side we're not using? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, good. So let's copy that. Paste, 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 and paste. 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5. Like that. And then we're going to get the file names in here. One's called Arrow Bomb. Excited to have this thing working. The hue is not going to be 30. Where did I get the 30 from? That was from the Arrow Flame before. The hue for the Arrow Bomb is going to be 0. Because I don't want any hue shift on that. That's always going to be just 1. The Arrow Flame is now going to be what? Arrow Lightning, I think. Or lightning arrow. Let's go check and see what it says here. Arrow lightning.
Arrow lightning.
Like that. And that one is going to be... I'm going to say player here. It looks like I'm not going to say anything here for this one. Normally lightning is like kind of blue, but I'm going to make it be definable is what I'm going to do. I'll make it be definable. And then that's it. So let's take both of these, take those two pieces there, and replace these two here with that. All right, so that's going to do the loading here and associated with the weapon effect. Next, I want to here load those pieces up as well. So I need to kind of duplicate these two right here. And we're going to call one of these arrow lightning. These are the shock arrows is what we're calling these.
Yep.
Arrow lightning. And let's go figure out what its offsets are. So at least I'm right about the... I was right about the math. I was like really confused it wasn't working and not feeling good about that at all. Okay, this is going to be minus 438 for arrow lightning. Okay, and the other one was called arrow bomb, I believe.
Mark, that's 348 you've written, but you meant 438.
You're absolutely right. Thank you, buddy. That's why
no
you're
problem.
here. All right, arrow bomb is the next one. Let's open that up. And that's 206 is what it's showing at the top. 206. All right. So arrow bomb is minus 206. All right, just to make sure everything is working as expected and maybe we don't have any errors, I'm going to look at it carefully here. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, and let's do a reload everything. Okay. One thing I forgot. We have to do reload everything one more time. Go back to players. Players, we need to give her those arrows right here. So here we have these. She's got 20 arrows. She's got 20 of these ice arrows. We're going to give her 20 of these, I guess we call them bomb arrows is what he called them. Bomb arrows. And that's going to add 1d4 force damage, I think. We'll call it the bomb arrow, like that. Give it a +1. No hue shift on the bomb arrow. Suppose I could lose that hue shift option. No, maybe not, because I think that means it's going to use the magic on it. I don't know. I'm really not sure how this is going to work at this point. And then we're going to add one more, which is going to be our shock arrows. That's going to be 1d4 lightning and shock arrow, and that's going to be like about 220 in terms of hue shift. Okay, let's reload everything again. And then I need to create buttons on the Stream Deck.
Yes.
Let's bring up the Stream Deck while that's reloading. All right, let's switch over to Dragon Humpers. Go to Lady, Weapons. Start with the longbow here. Got an ice one right there. Copy that, come down here, paste it, and we're going to call this one the bomb arrow. And so we're basically saying, you know, select the shortcut for Lady. That's what that means. Longbow. Set next answer. I'm going to say bomb arrow. That's what I'm going to say. So we're specifying the name of it, right, that I think corresponds to this text right here. Wait, no. I'm not sure. This should be singular, I think. Bomb arrow, like that. Shock arrow, like that. Okay, let's reload everything just in case that was important. Okay, so I got a bomb arrow here. And then let's, I'm not sure about this asterisk right here, why that's needed, but I'm going to just not touch it, keep it there for now. And then this is going to be a shock arrow. A shock arrow, like that. And let's see if that works. I think we've reloaded. All right, let's hit the bomb arrow button. Did not work.
That is a fire arrow.
That is actually the magic.
Oh, is it?
What that is. Let's see what a shock arrow does. Any different? Well, we do get the blue shift, the hue shift, but I'm pretty sure that's not lightning. My lightning effect looks more like lightning and has less of that kind of wave over it. Right there. Yeah. So that's not using what I wanted to use. Okay. Here, we'll go ahead and roll those dice. Have that shoot off there, and meanwhile, try to figure that out.
15 plus 8. That's a hit. With
Oh, but look.
8 piercing damage.
It does
plus
say bomb arrow
6
there.
force
Yeah.
damage.
So did we just write the effects down badly in the data?
I think that might be, that's our hunch. It's just not loading the right effect. That's what we need to kind of figure out. Why is it failing to load the right effect?
It says ammunition on fire, true for all of them. Does that have an effect?
The effect is available when there's ammunition on the fire. That might have an effect, but we should still see all of them stacked up, right? We're not seeing these right here. Let's go over here and do it over here and see. It looks like there are no errors, but let's do a refresh, empty cache, hard reload, and see if we see any errors. That would be cool. I'll totally take an error. I'll take a clue of some kind. Give me something. Use the bomb button, right? And, let me refresh the screen. You can do it. I'll do it again. There's bomb. There's shock. Oh, what's this? What's that? That's good news. That's the flame. Why is the flame green now in this case? Why is it? I mean, why is it going out? Oh, I know what it is. Sorry, that's not what I thought it was.
It's the flame from the dragon, isn't it?
The flame from the dragon, because I refreshed after. Okay, let's refresh this one more time. Refresh from over here. Let's see one more time. There we go. Sorry, I was like, wait, why is the smoke from the flame going out? Okay, so yeah, I'm hitting. There's my bomb hit, and then there's my. I'm sorry, that's the bomb button right there. So it's red, no shift. There's the other one. So yeah, so same data we're seeing before. We're getting some exceptions if we didn't interact with the document, but that looks like it's without errors. No other errors. So I'm just going to buttons now, just cleaning that up and interacting with the document. No errors. Okay. So no luck there. I don't think this is our problem. That's kind of where I'm at on this so far. I don't think that's our problem. I think it's back to where we were in the load effects.
9 plus 8. That's a hit. With 9 piercing plus 4 force damage.
Let's just reload everything and see if we get different effects loading up for each one.
Yeah.
Just hit the reload button. There it is. Okay. So here we are. Lady McBurnt Chaps is here. Oh, weapon effects is only 3. Got longsword magic B. Oh, that's longsword. Okay, never mind.
Did you have a breakpoint that specifically waited for the right combo?
Yeah, no, I shortcut it. I said only break.
Okay.
Only break when the weapon name starts with an L, and so.
Yes.
What's going on here? There we go. Now we got 6 weapon effects coming back in. That's better. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. Bows.arrow lightning. I'm worried about that right there, but okay, so let's see what, I guess we're going to step through and follow and learn how this code we wrote a year and a half ago. So we've just added, I think, the main effect. So the first one coming in is the main one, and we add that by calling from weapon. And then what happens is later, when we call it on the subsequent passes, as I recall, this passes in the last shortcuts that we've had. Does it? No. Oh, it goes for each player action shortcut in the last shortcut count. Okay, so there's one in there. And it's a shortcut. And what's using there? Display text, longbow. The weapon prefix is weapon.prefix. Add item from effect. Item effect. Bow.bow magic. Okay, I don't care about that one. What's my item effect here? There's my magic arrow. Okay, let's set a breakpoint here. Magic arrow we know is loading fine and being connected fine. Arrow flame. We've not seen that yet, but I don't. All right, let's just follow that through and see what goes on there. So item effect is here. Let's drill into that. There's my scale. Just setting some properties so far. The weapon name, windup.weapon.longbow. Just so that we can start up these kinds of windup effects and then later find them and get rid of them if we need to. So just setting properties, essentially what's happening.
Yeah.
Effect available when. I'm not sure if that's, I don't think that's playing a part necessarily yet. Let's see what we got next. Item effect, arrow bomb.
Okay, this is one of the ones we're interested in.
And everything's just going to work as we're expecting all the way down. This is, although look at this. Bow / arrows. No, I guess that's right. That is right. I'm sorry. No, wait, it's not.
It's not?
Well, hold on. Bow.arrow bomb. I have to make sure that the name gets right, matches it down below. What's interesting is it's using a different piece down below. So if we look at, when I say down below, I mean in Typescript. When we go over to Typescript and we say add the weapon, yeah, I actually at this point am suspecting that it's this folder naming thing that might be causing the problem. No, wait, because it got magic arrow and magic flame, or arrow flame and magic arrow. It got both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just this weapon name plus that. The weapon name is the folder name.
Well, we've only seen the magic arrow working this session. We haven't seen the the arrow flame, arrow lightning, or arrow bomb.
We've seen magic.
We've seen multiple colors of magic arrow.
Yeah, this is the one that it seems to be finding every time, is kind of what seems to be happening. I wonder if there is the mechanism for searching is using like a wild card maybe, and is just finding the first one and using it, because that kind of almost feels like what's happening.
Yeah.
So we pass in the name, we add it to all wind-up effects. So I'm looking for code that is searching for a particular wind-up. Wind-up name.
There's an index of star is looked there. You remember you said you were going to keep that in there because we weren't sure why it was being used?
Right. Let's see what we can see here. First part is wind-up name, get up to the substring. Last part is substring after it. First part matches, last part matches. So we're basically saying if the name starts with the first part, we've got, we say yes, it matches. And if there's a last part, if there's not a last part, which in that case there wouldn't be if it was already at the end, we're going to set last part matches equal to true. So we're going to just do that right there, if it's there. sprite has the last name matches or name matches. So we've got a name matches here, but we also have a name matches here. So if they're both equal, great. But if there's an asterisk, let's go find if they're both equal. Would it be that this is our problem? I don't think so, because I think there was enough unique.
It's an extra constraint, isn't it? More than a...
Yeah.
Or it's a potential extra constraint, I should say. Because in none of these cases do we actually have a suffix for the star.
Right. It's basically just saying, hey, does the first part match? And does this code look right, I guess, is the first part here. We get up to the asterisk. First part matches the sprite name, and the sprite name starts with first part. Yeah, it's got to start with ice arrow, or whatever we put in here, in this piece right here, next answer. The interesting thing is, if I take out next answer, I wonder if it's going to show me. Let me just take this out for a second and hit bomb. Nothing is happening. Am I at a breakpoint? I'm debugging.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Get out of breakpoints for a second. I'm looking for some UI to pop up. Nothing.
I thought I heard something.
No, that was something else, I think. Yeah. We still seem to be connected. Yeah, none of these buttons are bringing up anything for Lady. It's like the Stream Deck's not working. Clear dice. Nothing's working off the Stream Deck. All right, let's restart. Let's restart and we'll try that again. See if we see the UI that shows all the weapon choices. I hit Shift F5. There we go. Hold on. Close it down. Excuse me. By the way, there's a Sudoku solver.
Yeah.
Guy who solves challenges live. And he's brilliant.
Oh, I've seen one or two of those.
Something crypt is in the name of the
yeah, cracking the cryptic.
Yes,
is that the one?
Cracking the cryptic. This guy's brilliant.
He really is.
Campbell and I watch him, and it's like we're like sometimes, most of the time he's like leading us like through the woods by the hand. We're like, wow, like this. But every once in a while we're like, oh, look over there. He doesn't see that yet, right? And we're like screaming at him, you know, to do that.
It's quite nice because you follow him and he's on this kind of voyage of discovery with each puzzle,
Right.
and he's sort of being showing how, you know, it's not just a bunch of numbers in a grid, which, okay, yes it is as well. But at the same time, he's leading you through his own discovery.
Yeah, okay, now
That's
I understand.
the UI you were after.
Now, yeah, this is the UI I was after. Now I understand what the asterisk is about. This is a different context to the asterisk that's showing up here. When I do set next answer here, what I'm saying, I need that type symbol. What I'm saying is pick when the next answer when this question comes up, pick the one that starts with bomb arrow. I don't care how many arrows are after it.
Right. Yes.
Okay? That's what's happening now.
Effectively, the first thing that starts with wildcard, everything after this.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go select bomb arrow manually. But yeah, at this point, nothing. I don't think the UI changes anyway at this point. So I changed the button. Let me hit the button again. Bomb arrow. Yeah. So it's some problem between here and there. So we do select the bomb arrow. Let's see if we can figure out where that bit of code is. I'm not sure what to look for here. Let's search for the word arrow. What? Okay, maybe ammunition. I'm looking for a select ammunition. Choose ammunition. Looks like a possibility.
Sounds like a good theory, yeah.
Let's try just that. Let me hit a shock arrow button. Sweet. Ammunition kind is arrow. Sweet. Pick ammunition on pick ammunition. This is going to return it. Carried ammunition. What's that carried ammunition? It's a shock arrow. Sweet. Okay, cool. Now let's see. Readied ammunition is there. Do I have any connection between readied ammunition and the effect? That's what I'm looking for. What's the bigger context here? Ready ammunition. Okay, cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Ready ammunition. Prepare attack. So there's my readied weapon, and I've got some readied ammunition I've also set in there, as I recall. Right? Is that what it was? Right on that. Let me look at this again. Readied ammunition. Who's using that? Use ammunition. That's when we actually fire the arrow off and tell people how much left. Add roll. There's the bonus. We know that work is happening. Here, wind up. Set shortcut wind up. Let's see what happens in here. You close that for me, Roy?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 2 wind-ups that are available. Let's see what those are, if we can tell. It's arrow fire. Here's where I think we're starting to get the problem. And magic arrow. Get available wind-ups. What's going on in here? Why are you giving me only 2 of these? Ooh.
So here from strength.
Here's my limitation. Right there. That's it. All right, we're going to set a breakpoint here. We'll come back and fix it. I feel good about that. Remember when I said I had this nagging feeling?
Yeah.
That's it.
The limitations of pre-existing code based on, well, not expecting to have to do this much, really.
Yeah. Carried weapons got multiple hues. But how do I get the hue override? I wonder, let me just try Typescript reference on this. This is just totally, I think, may answer the question. Oh no, maybe not. This may not be it. I'm looking for something about line of code like that assigns to 2. It's only assigned in here. So I have some choices. I can either add 5 and 6, which I don't like. What I really want to know is I want to find out how does, over to players, how does this right here get over to Q1 or 2? Is kind of what I need to do.
Well, so our arrow is being passed from the ammunition column, so we could go look at what's reading the ammunition column and track through there, I guess.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is we got to find that. And I'm looking for something, I'm expecting it to be something along those lines. I thought it was going to reassign over here is what I thought it was going to do. But I'm not seeing any assignments to either of these. They're not coming right here from get available windups. I also want to make sure the windup count was 2. I didn't check that. Let's try again. I'm going to hit another button here. What's my windup count? Good, it is 6. Okay, good. It's just get available windups. This one returns 2. As I recall. Yeah, this is the one that brings up 2. Where's my if on this? I don't understand that. Why am I only getting 2 from here? I got 6 I'm going through. Okay. Effect available when. I checked it, so there's no effect here. Carried weapon. I'm always setting the carried weapon over. Why am I not setting the carried ammunition is, I guess, my question. I think what happens is we get into what? Uses magic ammunition, each roll is equal to true. So if it's equal for 1, it should be equal to all the others. We're just setting the hues. We must be overriding the hue at some point. Whoa.
That skips straight through. It's got an index that, well, did it skip through? It highlights 2 as if it went through there, but it seemed to go awfully quickly.
No, it didn't do it. And I'm like, wait, what? What is it here? Effective when ammunition on fire equals true. I saw 1 be satisfied and the others apparently not be satisfied. Let's change this. I don't like this anyway. I don't want these all to be available here. And Magic Arrow says uses magic ammunition this roll. Hold on. Oh, I get it. Ammunition on fire. I totally misread the context of this. I thought this was on firing the weapon, but this means the ammunition is actually...
No, it's of type fire ammunition.
I feel like you had this correctly understood from the beginning, didn't you, Rory?
I felt at the time as if you thought, but we're not using this data yet.
Yeah, that's also what I felt.
So-
Okay, so now what I think I want is this one across the board for all of these. And now then, for that...
Maybe you've got a short bow version of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and those three there. But now does that mean all of them are going to be available? I really think I want a different context here that basically says loaded ammunition equals magic arrows. That's really the context I want to use right here. So at this point, where are we? We've got the player right here.
Yep.
Player, I think, has got a property we saw called readied ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Readied ammunition.
That's readied weapon. You've got readied ammunition's one above.
Perfect. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. So here's what I think to make this work. What we need is a readied ammunition named property. I want code here that says
Uses readied ammunition, essentially, isn't it? Whatever that happens to have been set as.
animation name is equal to magic arrow. That's what I think I want. I want that code there. I want this code here. Call this fire arrow. Call this bomb arrow. And call this the shock arrow. Okay, and then that will give it, this will be the third piece, whatever this third piece is. If that is all, if that part is correct. Let's make sure those names match the effects up here in players that we set as well.
Now, just careful, you have only put that in one of the two bows, and I think we're testing with the other bow.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, so here we go. These are the pieces here. I've got bomb arrow. Whoops, not there. Here. Here? Items? No, ammunition. There it is, sorry.
There we go.
Okay.
So we've got an ice arrow, a bomb arrow, a shock arrow. I do not see a fire arrow in that particular list.
Yeah. We can add that too. Fire arrow. Fire arrow, like that. Okay. Let's add that to our weapon effects list. Let's bring weapon effects and drag it over so it's much closer.
Equally, our data is missing the ice arrow entry that was in that list. Yeah.
Alright, let's do that. Magic arrow.
Having said that, she has no magic arrow per se. Are these supposed to match up 100%?
Well, that's kind of the problem here, is that ice arrow was just going to get the first one in there that's the magic arrow. The problem is the name of this weapon is different from the name of the magic effect.
Gotcha.
So what that really means is, I guess I could say, magic arrow here. Like that. And that would then line up with the magic. The one that's the ice, the other one, shock, and fire arrow. And then let's just see if this text shows up anywhere. I don't think it does. I think it's gonna, I think it will impact, actually, I say it doesn't, but I think we're gonna need to say magic here. Yeah, that doesn't work. We're gonna need to throw in more data at it. That's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna find out where this ammunition is parsed, and we're gonna have to throw in more data at it, is what we're gonna have to do. We need a name for the arrow, and we need a name for the effect to use, is what we need to do.
Yes.
In some cases, in a lot of cases, that'll be the same for these. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to throw it as the last parameter here. Can I do that for arrows? I think I can. There's only one hue shift on it. So we'll still call this the ice arrow here, but at the end, we're going to sync it up. See, we're going to use the magic arrow effect. Okay, so that's what I think I'm going to do. All right, let's go find where we're parsing the ammunition.
Unfortunately, Mark, it's reached that point in the stream where I have to disappear.
All right, buddy.
Although I'm here earlier, I'm not meant to be disappearing earlier at the same time.
Okay. Have a good day, my friend.
In any case, I will catch you on Tuesday. Have a good weekend. We'll see you then.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Okay, then. Bye.
Thanks, Roy, so much. All right, let's disable all the breakpoints here. Disable all the breakpoints. Looks like my air conditioning is off. Let me go find my remote for that. Where is it? Oh, it's over there. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Air conditioning is back on. All of that feels much better. All right, so let's figure this out. When let's see, do I have my? I thought I disabled all my breakpoints. I just didn't hit run, maybe. Okay, maybe that's it. Okay, let's clear the dice. Can we do that? Okay. Drop that down. Whoops, not ladies. Let's just show Freds. Let me figure out what's going on with ammunition. Thanks, Coding Gorilla. I think there's an add ammunition up here at the top. Both of these look promising. That looks like where we want to be. Ammo parameters, set ammunition parameters are here. Set a breakpoint in there. Let's set it here, actually. And we really want it to be conditional where we've got 4. Is kind of what we're looking at. Let's just hit reload everything. Get to this breakpoint and we'll take a look at that. Okay, what are we first at here? Look at that, we just lucked out on the very first one. That like almost never happens. So we've got this third parameter right here. Fourth parameter rather. And what I want to do here is say, this is going to be called this, I want to call this effect name. That's what I think I want to do. I just realized I got another problem I introduced a second ago. I created some code that's not going to work. Right here in weapon effects, we don't have a property called ready to ammunition name yet. So we've got to fix that. All right, so we've got effect name here. Let's go declare that. Okay, and maybe I do want it to be public, and maybe I want to getter setter on this thing. Like that. Carried ammunition. Let's go see where name is used. Happening here. Pick ammunition. Adding these to the list. Pick ammunition. Add. This number. This is going to bring up some UI. So that's what's going on there with the ammunition name. So I'm cool with that. Let's keep going. Use ammunition. Cool. Still don't see where that Q shift is. I guess we should just search for it. That's the only places it's used. Let's go find where the Q shift is being used. Because that's where we want to specify. We want to mess with this other one. Okay, here we go. Ah, that's where the override comes in. So that's the override for the Q shift right there. And it also does this check here. It uses magic ammunition. This roll is equal to true. That's kind of this general kind of purpose piece that where it shifts it. Where is this guy set? Ready ammunition, damage bonus string. So if there's a bonus string, it's coming from a magic weapon or magic item. I see. Okay. So I'm a little bit like, not liking that so much there. That's feeling like brittle and weak to me. And then also we need to introduce the correct effect name here. But I think that's kind of like, it's kind of needed in this call right here, as I recall. Get available windups. That's where we need, yeah. We're calling this there, based on the index. Then we're going to set the hue from the string, based on whether it says player or some other value in there. I'm sure this is just a simple function right here. Ends with magic, then override weapon magic hue. Otherwise, if it has the word player, we get the player hue shift. Otherwise, we just parse it, try to parse it with the result. So that's pretty simple there. Yeah, so it gets us the wind up DTO. But I guess the thing I'm still not certain about 100% is, how do we know which one of these? Oh, there it is. We're basically going through the windups and we're checking to see, hey, are you ammunition? And if you are, then check to see if the readied ammunition has a hue shift. If there is, then reset that hue. That's what's going on here. They got a number of ways to fix it. One of the ways I can fix it is by passing in the readied ammunition as a property to get available windups. Which is, I think, what I'm leaning towards. Is passing that in, adding that parameter inside of there. Let's go look at this one more time. There were 6 of these going through. We're cloning each one. Whoops, what happened here? Is it just because I said ammunition parameters? Was that a breakpoint or something? I don't understand. Yeah, it was right there. Okay. So now we got the effect name in there. Let's go figure out how to use the effect name. Yeah, we're going to do it with this. We'll create a new property called ready animation name. We're going to at least do this right here. The code on the outside that looked brittle is brittle. We're going to have to fix that. That's brittle right there. Let me kill the app. This is brittle. Fix. Okay, like that. We need to in character to add a new property called readied ammunition name. I'm going to duplicate this right here. We're going to change this to a string. And, whoops, I didn't need to do that. Ready to ammunition name. And let's give that a getter. And let's have that return readied ammunition dot effect name. And maybe I call this effect name instead. Readied ammunition effect name. Like that. Okay. Cool. So now we're going to come in here. Change these. Oops, way too much on the clipboard. Let's take all of those, copy those, paste them. Okay. Got an effect name in there. Oh, one other thing we have to do is we have to set the effect name equal to the name. We need to do this right here. And it's only if specified we're going to use something different. Okay? Let's go take a look at that. I guess I'll keep that breakpoint there. Let's go to maybe one more here too as well. Let's go look at the brittle code. Hue stir, that's a string. Is hue shift a string as well? It is. Oh wow, this code is way less functional than the other piece above for setting the hue that we saw. Now I've got some hue shifts here called player. Let's see if we can find where this is being set. Let's clone this in the constructor. Hue is right there. Well, this is from add windup where we're calling the different, finding out what the hue is. It's only called from there. Okay. All right, let's go back over here. Set hue from string. Windup item. I kind of like this as a public method at the very least. Set hue from string. And it needs the hue string in there. Let's come back over here. At the very least, let's go in there and say set hue from string. I think that's in windup DTO. Please, let that be right. No. What's it in? Player action shortcut. Okay. Set hue from string. The wind-up DTO is there. The player is player. And the hue string is this guy, right here. That at least is much stronger than before. Which means, I don't think I need... Oh no, wait, there's also this line of code here. We just don't need this. Set hue from string is going to set that hue property, right? Yes, it is. Okay, good. Okay, that's better. That's better. That's better. Now my piece is this. This is the problem. This is the problem string. We kind of need to fix this here. Is it a matter? I don't know if it's a matter. I think it may be just. It may be more just like this. If it's not an empty string. I know it's not substantially better. If we're not null or white space, then we've got some sort of effect available when. The problem is it's not easy to recode, and it's like, wait, what? What we really want to know is if this effect is for animation, for ammunition. That's really what we want to know. So the better code here is if wind-up DTO is ammunition, or is for ammunition. And do we have anything in the effect that defines that? I don't think so. I think what we want is to add a new column here that says is for ammunition. Like that. And then we're going to come in and we're going to throw some X's right in here. X, 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 like that. So now we got this effect for ammunition, which is sweet. We want to be able to use the override over there. And so what I'll do here is I'll add a comment here that says needed to use the ammunition hue shift override. Like that. Okay, let's go into weapon effects, DTO, make that change there, and we'll add it here. Okay, weapon effects. Oh, there's what? Item effect. Is for ammunition. Okay, cool. Kind of group this up at the top here. A little closer up here. There's the from call. Item effect DTO. Any booleans in here? We do not. Okay, cool. Do we need to do something like this? Is checked on it. See if it's checked. Sweet. Okay. So let's go through here. Start with these hues and make sure we got. Yep, we're good. We got an is for ammunition on both of those. Then go for these hues and make sure everywhere we've got something with this hue, we're dealing with this is for ammunition as well, somewhere nearby it. Yes. No. Gonna come back here. I'm gonna just put a marker there. We'll keep going. Let's move this down up here rather. and then back around the circle. So we have one there, is for ammunition, and we have one here as well. Okay, so now we got to do this. Is for ammunition. Synchronize with windup data in windupdata.ts. So this is a note here to keep this in sync with our Typescript class. But I don't think I need to do that because I only need this information at this higher level. I don't think I need it down below. Oh yeah, but the voice in my head is saying, don't do that, Mark. Keep it in sync, just in case. Because if I don't, I'm gonna have to make a note of it here. So let's go do that. We'll find windupdata.ts. What's happening? Oh, I gotta hit the control key to pop that up. Wind up data. Don't do that, Mark. That's what the voice in my head says. It says wind up data. Windupdata.ts. Why didn't it find it? Wind up data. Oh, whoa, whoa. Look at this. Did I turn off an option? Oh yeah, look at this. I have some types turned off. And some members turned off. Wow. Okay. What if that happened? What could go wrong? I did actually pop it up and hit some things, so maybe that was the case. All right, so wind up data. There it is. All right, good. Okay, so we'll come in here and pop that in here. All right, let's just do this. Get a Boolean at least. Duplicate it. Just for ammunition. All right, so there it is. Wind up DTO is for ammunition. All right. Okay, those are both in sync now. Is for ammunition. Now let's go back, jump back to where we were. And now really what we're looking for in that, instead of that brittle code, that location where the brittle code was, we just want this call, if it's for ammunition. Is it in there? I'm not seeing IntelliSense. See, it's there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's start. So the code's better. And if it works, that'll be even better. Okay, cool. So we've got our effect name is equal to ice arrow. We're gonna come down in here. Better code is better. I totally agree. And down here, we're now changing it. The effect name down to be magic arrow. Okay, so effect name is magic arrow, but the name of the item, the carried ammunition, is ice arrow. So that's better. Okay. Gonna run. I'm just gonna run for a little bit here. Let's hit the bomb arrow button. See if it just works. Wouldn't that be just sweet if just I hit the bomb button? Nothing is coming up. No breakpoint is established. Nothing is happening. What is going on? Why not? Is check. No. Something's null coming in. Let's look at our call stack here. Is for ammunition is null. Do we miss something? Like on a clone call maybe? No. Item effect DTO. What's the name of this one? Chaos Bolt. Item effect. I know what it is. Stop it, give me a second. Stop everything. There's another page that has these properties on them. I bet. Something ending with the word effects. Is it die roll effects? Nope, those don't look the same. I don't think it's true. Spell effects. Here it is. This is it. Okay. What was the order in which I put these in? I wonder. Weapon effects is effective able to win, so we put it right after that. So we'll look at our spell effects. There it is, right there. Spell effects. Okay, insert column left. Pop that in there. Is for ammunition. Going to be false for every entry on this sheet. There we go. Error occurred launching IIS Express. Oh, because I just started from the wrong one. Not here. No, no, no. Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. Everything's starting up that I shouldn't start up. I'm hitting Control-C like crazy over here. Nothing, nothing. I just want to stop everything. Hopefully that didn't destroy the stuff that's already up and running. Let's go back over to the other one. And you might also go in here and say, hey, add some other code that says, hey, if we're null, then return false. Just protect the code here as well. Yeah, fatal error occurred trying to apply debugging changes. Okay, yeah, I get you. Just gonna chill out. Everybody's gonna calm down. Where are you, app? There it is. Okay. Okay, that's up. Let's try it. Bomb arrow. All right, here we go. Get available windup. There should be, before we were getting only 2, we should see, well, we still might be okay. Yeah, look at that. We're okay. Only one of them was satisfied. That's really, really awesome. The effect available when line of code was executed, and that sends it to our expression engine. So ready ammunition effect name is equal to bomb arrow. So I think we're really, really, now we've got a much more flexible, better system here. I'm gonna need to make some notes in my design doc. Let's see how we do. Let's see if we actually end up seeing the effect. So we've got 2 here. We should get a true on the second one. Oh, we didn't get it. His for ammunition didn't show up on the second one. Setup is false. It's the bomb arrow. It's absolutely for ammunition. What failed there? Let's just run it for a second. And let's go. Let's go back to the weapon effects. Wow, it's really hard to drag this to the left, isn't it? No, I guess I could do that. Slow. There we go. Let's switch other. Those were definitely checked. Let's turn it down. Let's for ammunition. Here, some item effects. It's not set anywhere else. Just to make sure, like, fade out is only set in like one spot. So I got a clone. I missed a clone. That's got to be it right there. What happens if I hit another button? Do I get the clone call? I do. Sweet. Alright, run it. Just run it. See if we get lucky. No, we do not get lucky. We did get a true here, though. Look at that. Debug Visualizer says we got a true. I'll take that. That's a bomb. Alright, one more time. That's the bomb arrow. first one. Should be true for the second one. Good. Good. Got a hue shift there. It says to go to 0. Set hue for string. Well, we definitely know we're in the, what's the effect? It's called bow/arrows.arrowBond. Should be a findable thing. Looks like something really small here, and then we just set the hue to 0. We have no hue shift there. The hue string is to 0 as well. It's all feeling good to me. Serialized object. Here's my windup with 2 counts in it. Which totally works. I think we're off down to below to find out why we're not seeing it. So let's go down to Typescript, looking for add windup, asking the question, why is add windup failing down below with this new folder name right here in this effect? Not sure which one of these last two to go to here. That looks like that's the right one. Okay. So we're calling the add windups from string here. Goes into add windups. It's in the ancestor class for Dragon game. Let's roll some dice here so we get rid of all this. Get sprite by name.
14 plus 8 hit. With 6 piercing plus 5 force damage.
So there's an error that says, hey, what's the name? What's it stored as? Effect is, oh wait, effect is just the string. Sorry. Effect, windup effect not found. Oops. All right, let's see if we can see that error. Okay, there's the refresh. Bring up the longbow, hit the bomb arrow button. Whoa! It's working here. Did I fail to refresh? Is that my only problem? Let's see what's going on here. Refresh cache, current page. Good. Refresh data. We're gonna hit the bomb button. There it is. Roll the attack.
7 plus 8, and there's going to be some damage! With 4 piercing damage plus 4 force damage!
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do a shock arrow, see what happens. Is that my lightning? Yeah, I think it is. That's the lightning effect. Cool. Cool. Let's hit the ice arrow effect button. Ice arrow is not working. Let's see if we can do flame arrow. Get a button for flame arrow up here. Ice arrow is not working. That's a little sad for me. Unfortunately. Let's try it. Flame arrow. Flame arrow should be fire arrow. Got it. Okay. Weapons, longbow, fire arrow. Okay. What's my fire arrow blue? What's going on with that? That's going to be over in the players. Yeah, I made it blue. No, wait. Yeah, it says it's lightning damage right here. That's totally wrong. That should be fire damage. You really pretty much no shift at all on the fire. That's what the fire should be. Try to refresh everything. So we can get some fire that looks like real fire. Loaded. So it might be loaded. Okay. Fire arrow. There you go. There's a fire arrow.
16 plus 8. That's a hit. With 6 piercing damage. Plus 6 fire damage.
Yeah, I gotta get the looping better. You can see that there's this. This is a tricky one to do because of these effects that are coming up as it raises up. It needs more intro time for the bomb right there. It's not bad, but it's a little bit noticeable. It's not bad though. It could be more polished. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, oh yeah.
6 plus 8, and there's going to be some damage. With 8 piercing plus 6 force damage.
Ice arrow is this one. Ice arrow is the one that's not working. That I think. Ice arrow is tricky because we had the additional magic arrow at the end. Ice arrow is not working. Let's go figure out ice arrow. Let's double check to make sure our magic arrow is ready. Ammunition effect name is magic arrow. So we want to see the word magic arrow there. It is there. Okay. So that should be enough to link it up, but it's failing in some place. So let's figure that out. Let's go to dice close scroll.
2 plus 8.
I wonder if it's a result of what's coming back from the ammunition list. Choose questions here. Fire filtered ammunition result. I think this might be the problem. I'm guessing that. Let's put a breakpoint there. Change the weapon, free up the longbow, hit the ice arrow button. Okay, so what is this going to do when I hit enter on this? It's an actual carried ammunition. It is actually the ice arrows. We're actually good here at this point. The ammunition's good. What's happening outside of it? What? I just hit F10, I thought. Because I'm in an async and I have nothing else. Just calling this. Just jumped out of the thread, I think. Pick ammunition. Unpick ammunition. Clear pick ammunition. Ammunition. Choose ammunition. readied ammunition. Let's breakpoint there. Roll the dice. Go hit that dice arrow one more time.
14 plus 8. That's a hit.
Okay.
With 9 piercing damage plus 5 cold damage.
All right. So here we are, readied ammunition. What's going on here? Uses magic this roll. Is it really the only purpose we're calling it? I get the readied weapon. Well, we do set readied weapon. Readied ammunition, I'm sorry. We set... Oh no, wait, hold on. That's not called a readied weapon. We set readied ammunition here. So we are going to say that. So this part is looking good. Let's see where else we're using readied ammunition. We certainly have that called there. Yeah, I don't care about that. I feel like I should tap the next reference on this name property. Yeah, it's only there and here. So we're not using the name of it. And how are we understanding to get to what file to load is, I guess, kind of my question at this. Run. There's a scroll. Here, guys. Yeah, that tab Unix reference on this name property is really a little bit interesting to me. So it's not using this to decide what's that. If you're in that location, where was it? Get windups. Is it still nearby? Got anything for me over here in my research history? Get available windups. I think this is my space right here. Let's try it. Should see 2. Only 1. What's going here? Yeah, what's going on here? Why is it running that? We got 6 windups. First one is likely the bow. Yeah, there it is right there. Put one here. Run. Second one is, I think, the one we want. Bow magic. Effect available. Oh no, it's bow magic. Sorry. That's the bow. Next one. This should be the arrow. Yes. Effect available when readied ammunition effect name is equal to magic arrow. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, it's magic arrow in quotes. Should be good. Where am I? Down here? That failed. Magic arrow. Check that. Isn't the problem it's ready effect name? I'm wondering if the problem is that I've got quotes on either side. Ready animation effect name. I wonder if it's because I have quotes around it. Is that going to make a difference? I think it is. I can't edit this. Is this read only? It is. Let's just run and see what we get up here. Okay. Let me say trim. And then I'm going to say trim one more time, and I'm going to take out the double quotes. See if that's my breaking point. Okay. Still no, we didn't get this. What? And ready ammunition is equal to fire. Oh, because we're in the second one. I think that's why. Hold on, let's come back out here. I think I went past the first one. So 1, 2. This is the one that it should work on. Magic arrow. Good. I think that's going to solve it for us. Isn't here, or are we getting down there? There it is. Extra quotes. Okay, run. I have a feeling this is going to solve it. Okay, so that's the magic effect. So we can make it look ice by changing the color on it a little bit right there. Fire. Bomb arrow. There's the shock arrow. Good. Good. Okay. I think that was the show. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. We get a raid going here. Good to be back. Took a couple days off earlier this week. Let's move over to Bald Bearded Building. Let's say hi. My good friend Triple B over there. Thanks, everybody. Here's next. Thanks for having me for being out there. Happy to have you with us. All right, kids, say hi to Triple B. Have a good rest of your day. And if you're interested in Kids Code, we're going to be in tomorrow with C# and Sudoku solving. We'll be doing that tomorrow. And also Saturday. And otherwise, we'll see you next Tuesday.
Mark Miller's in the house. Code Rush. Everybody over there, I know you had a great stream. Doing the math. Some of us aren't that pleased. I'm not pleased necessarily about that, Paul. It's a good day week regardless. Shout out to Code Rush. Amazing stream over there. One of the most interactive streams on Twitch. It's really fun. 7 p.m. BST, not GMT. Oh, super cool voice. Hey, Michael Jolly. Hey, Mark Miller. Good to see you. 7:20 p.m. Who needs cameo clipped? Yeah, that's honestly maybe that's why I'm all hyped up. I learned that Luke is not going to be working with me anymore, and I'm pretty excited about it. I used a super cool voice when I said that. I didn't say it in a super cool voice. Like, I got it. When you said it, it was super cool. When I said it, I didn't use a super cool voice. I don't have one. This is all you get. A little bit of Alabama. Yeehaw. Roll Tide. That sounded really country. The tide. Roll tide. This is all you get. Mark, thank you. So glad you're here. Glad to see you. I'm really doing pretty good. I mean, not related to what Paul thinks it's related to. I'm just having a good day. I enjoyed hanging out with everybody pre-stream. I've been productive. I've been in a lot of meetings today, but even despite all the meetings, I'm ready to write some code. I'm ready to work on this project. I'm really excited. Are you from the U.S.?
18
I'm kind of offended by
plus
that, Alex.
6. That is a hit.
You can't tell
With
by my
3
accent
piercing
that I'm from
damage.
Ireland. I feel like my Irish brogue is really strong. I don't really offended that you would think I'm from the U.S. hearing my accent as strong as it is. I don't know. I don't know what you want to say to that. Yes, I am from the U.S. I am busted. Man, what is everybody working on this week? What